Hey everybody, how is it going? It's the Crystal Flaffy again. Yes, I'm gonna hopefully have uploaded this like the day after I uploaded the first one. Maybe a day or two or whatever. But as you can see from the title, we are gonna be talking about another Astromon. And this time I wanted to go over the current Rebirth Mon that just came around for the month of September. I'm not going to be doing Fennec, even though he's in there as well, because it's just as LD in there, so I'll do him, maybe I'll do him next, but for now we'll go over Jellai, as Jellai is the main Rebirth Mon. Oops, not bingo, meant to click the Astro Guide. So we will go over here and we will find Jellai, and as you can see, no introduction thing on this video for this series, so we'll just go in and talk about them as quickly as possible, you know? I'm recording this before the first one goes up, so I will not have had anybody's feedback on whether or not, well, I don't know if anybody will, but people can suggest mons for us to do. Definitely. Right now I am trying to focus on the ones that are notable right now, so like the Rebirth Mons, and, well, I went Miho first because she was the mascot, but then now I want to do like the Rebirth Mons, and then I'll do some, well, like the current Rebirth Mons, and then I want to do like the 4-star Rebirth Mons, and like other super evolution Mons, and then also Siegfried and Victoria, because those are notable ones. Like Victoria is given to you, and then Siegfried is always available in the clan shop. So things like that, and then also the 4 stars and up that are in the fusion chart as well. I want to do those too. And Jin, because Jin is a significant Astromon as well. And some of the exotics. I don't know if I will go over Sonic and Gang, because, like, I don't know. We don't know if they're ever going to come back, because it is like a collaboration event, so we don't know if it'll ever be repeated, unlike other Astromons. But anyway, let's get into Jellai. That can be definitely seen in a different way out of context. But you know, Jellai is kind of cute, so you know. But anyway, we have Jellai here at the Evo 1. Cute little jellyfish thing. Jellif, Evo 2, becoming a little humanoid. And then you got Jellion, or Jellion, I don't know how I'm going to say Jellion. But that's the variant there. And pretty damn cute, pretty cute, you know, she was, yeah, you know. Anyway, these are her 6-star stats here, and of course we're going to go in order of the guide, so Fire, of course, will be first. So Fire Jellai is an attacker, and her stats are okay for an Nat 3 attacker. As you can see, the 26-15 attack. It's pretty good, you know, pretty good. And then we will go to the skills. I don't have Jellai's. I don't think I have any of the red, blue, green Jellai's. I didn't say that in the last video, but red, blue, green is sometimes what people refer to fire, water, wood as. Because if you were to abbreviate it by the element, it'd be FWW, and then people would get confused, so they just do RBG. So, yeah, sometimes I'll say red, blue, green. But as you can see with Jellai here, she has on her 3-star, sorry if you heard the creaking of my chair, she has on her 3-star, she has the same skill that Fire Miho has on her 5-star, HP Siphon. So you do want her to do a lot of damage so that she can heal herself for as much as possible. Which is better for Jellai than it is for Miho, as Jellai is an attacker, so she has a good offensive stat. Though, to be fair, Miho's HP Siphon says it greatly restores, whereas Jellai's is just a regular amount of restoring. So, it might balance out. Who knows? But then as you can see here, we got Petrification on our 5-star. which is 40% for 1 turn. That is pretty bad. Anytime there's a proc chance on a skill of like less than 60, it's not that great, unless it's like an AoE attack. So I think Light Yuki before books, I think her 5-star chance is, for her 2-turn shock, is 50%, I'm pretty sure. That's okay, because it's a 2-turn chance at a really good CC. This is just a 1-turn chance for a kind of subpar CC. So it's not that great, but she can still be used if you use her as an attacker for that HP siphon. And I'm pretty sure her petrification will get higher with books. She does get books. We can see if I do have a Jellai, red, blue, green Jellai in here somewhere. I do not think so, but I am blind, as you guys have found out in the last video, where I could not find my Dark Miho, which she is right here. I'm not actually blind, I'm just messing around, but shh. And I don't have, like, mons to rebirth her to summon her. Oh well. Maybe I can Google it. Let's try the Googles. Sorry if you hear the clickety-clack of my keyboard. Okay, let's see if we can get the infos on Jellai's books. It'll probably be on Reddit, most likely. Or the Monster Super League wiki. Which I don't know if they update that anymore. Yeah, it says there's no skill book upgrades for it, but we know now she does have books, so I will hop on over to Reddit for now. And while I wait for these things to load, let's think about places where you could use said Fire Jellai, because she can be used somewhere. You can definitely use her in PvP. All attackers are okay for PvP. Well, they'll be good to do damage in low-level PvP. So, she'll definitely fall off as you get to mid-game. I'm trying to type and talk at the same time, and it is not working out. I don't see anything about Jellai and her skill books. I don't even know when her books were introduced. Let us see. Oh well. Oh well. Hopefully her petrification goes up to 60% 2 turns. Who knows? That would be ideal. But if not, oh well. You can use her in golems. She would actually be pretty good for the B9 golem, as for that golem you want to have HP siphon on one of your mons. At least one mon. When I was starting out, the piece of advice that I got was get a Fire Wildfang, because she can solo that dungeon if built right, and that advice was not wrong. She definitely can, because her HP siphon just completely heals her when she does the damage to the boss and to any other of the mons. So I'm pretty sure Jellai would be a good substitute until you build up a Fire Wildfang, which would take a lot longer than it would to build a Jellai right now. Since she is in the rebirth, you can get her pretty easily. Same thing for dragons. I think it's DB7 that might be the wood one. I'm pretty sure. but I don't know how well she'll do there because her stats are a lot lower than Wild Fangs would be, or Fire Succubus, which is also an amazing option for both of those dungeons. Titan, she won't do too well. She'll be okay for like a fire, just as a standard fire attacker until you get something better. You can like even just use Fire Bath. That would be a better option. But talk about Beth later. As I said, PvP, she'll be okay there. Stats are good, skills are good. For gemming her, for most attackers, you want to gem them like crit rate, attack, and then like HP or defense, or crit rate, attack. I think for her, attack would be best because like her attack stat isn't too good, but it's usable, definitely usable. And design, as I said, she's really cute. Really cute. Now let's go on to water, which I think is a passive healer, if I remember right. I kind of like the color scheme for fire more. Oh, but I like the variant color scheme. I think I like regular fire more, but I like variant water more. As you can see, she is a tank, and she is not a passive healer. She is a shield breaker, which shield break is very situational. There's only one dungeon where you need it. Well, where it has a use. So honestly, Water Jellai does not look that great. You can have her as a defense mon for PvP for a while because her 5-star is pretty good. It says 5%, but I'm hoping books bump that up to 10%, which with her 35k HP stat, that's pretty good. And her defense is pretty good too for a Nat 3 that isn't a defender. So stat-wise, she's okay. It's just that shield break. That shield break kind of ruins it, but you can use her in the Fire Colossus if you don't have strong enough mons to just nuke it right away, which is the best method to taking it down. Ideally, you would kill the Colossus in 2 or 3 turns. But if not, I think it'll get the shield up on the 4th turn, and in that case you need a shield breaker. And Jellai could be a good use there, but there are mons that you would rather use for that because you can also use them elsewhere, like Water Katyn is a shield breaker, but also a good healer for Titans. So if you're going for shield break, just go with Katyn. But Jellai would do better than Katyn on PvP defense. Of course, she has good stats, and her 5-star has potential. It's just that 3-star that doesn't. Maybe it could be useful against, like, maybe you can use her on, like, offense. If you go up against a team that has, like, Dark Cupid or something, and they manage to get their shield up, you can just break the shield. But that's so situational, and by the time you get to that point in the game, you're probably just going to want to nuke it. So if you want to build it for the design, go for it, you know? I always think that you should build for the mons you like first. But with her, you would probably just be building for the design, not because she's too useful. But again, she can be used for PvP defense for early game. Now let's move on to wood. To the wood Jellai. Oh no, I went past her. Into the 2-stars, which I don't know if I should talk about 2-stars because there's not a lot that can be used, but I don't know. Maybe I'll get to 2-stars eventually. Anyway, here we have wood Jellai, or Jellian, Jellai, Jellish. And she's a balanced mon. Her variant's nice. I like that pink hair. And Stats, her HP is really good. She is balanced, and her attack and defense are lower than I would like. I would like them both to at least be 2k. Because you see, we were just looking at Water Jellai, and her defense and attack were about the same, even though she was a tank and had a lot higher HP by like over 5k. So yeah, she can definitely use more in the attack and defense departments. But let's look at her skills. Attack down, always good. 60% one turn. Maybe with books it gets better. Hopefully it gets to 2 turns. Because honestly, unless it's on a healer, 1 turn attack down isn't very useful. Well, it's still useful if you don't have other attack down mons, but it leaves a lot to be desired. So you can definitely, just looking at her 3-star, you can definitely use her early game for an attack down against Titans. Definitely. She will fall off, of course, as you get like mons that have attack down and something else. Most notably, Wood Hannah, who has attack down and is a defense up healer. So she's really reliable, really good attack down mon. With books, she gets 70% 1 turn. I don't know what Jellai's books are, but hopefully it does like 70% at least, and then hopefully bumps it up to 2 turns, but I don't know. But then we look at the 5-star. The 5-star, okay. Recovery down is, I think, the only useless skill in the entire game. Actually, no. I'm wrong to say that. There are 2 other skills that are useless, being... Well, is it 2 or is it just 1? So one of them is fatigue. I know that. Don't remember what the other one I considered useless was. I don't know, maybe it was just recovery down and fatigue. Those are both useless abilities. There's nowhere where those would be beneficial to use. Recovery down does have a use against the Light Colossus, but it is such a pain in the ass to go that method of taking it down. Best way to take out the Light Colossus is to nuke it as fast as possible with your dark attackers, which you'll eventually get, don't worry. Maybe early game recovery down is more viable, but later game, it's very much not viable. As nuking is just way better. But anyway, she is useful for that attack down. Definitely useful for that attack down, which you'd really want for Titans. She wouldn't really be useful anywhere else, but she does have good HP, so you never know. You could probably use her as a PvP defense mon early game. Like, very early game, she will. She's not that great for PvP, but she can be used, because attack down would give you more survivability. But of course, if somebody is a higher level than you, or has better mons, they will take her out pretty easily if she's not gemmed right. But I think that is all for this one here. So we will move on to Light, which I did just get a Light Jellai, so I can show you her. She does require a square though, and the one I got does not have a square, which is upsetting. But honestly, I was gonna probably box her anyway, at least for a while. Who knows, maybe they'll give a free conversion ticket or something, and then I'll get it then. But I don't know if I have another mon that I'd prioritize for a conversion ticket for than her. I don't think I do. At least not right now. Anyway, Light Jellai. It's cool with the blonde hair. But the blue. The blue. Okay, variant Light Jellai. I approve. Anyway, hormones aside, she is an attacker. And her attack set is really high. She is an Nat 4, so it is going to definitely be higher than the Nat 3 mons, but as you can see, compared to Fire Jellai, who had 2600 attack, she has 3400. It's a significant difference. Her attack is much higher, and I'm pretty sure her defense is higher as well. Her HP, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure Fire Jellai's HP was higher. But her stats are definitely really good. Well, her offensive stat. But then we look at her skills, and this is where she gets a bit weird, because she's an attacker, but her skills are more utility-based. They're definitely skills that you can use with an attacker, definitely. It's just, ideally, you would want these skills on, like, a tank or a defender. They are 100% though, with a crit requirement. 100% 2-turn seal, which seal is good. Gets rid of your sealed mon can't use their skills. So like a sealed, like Jellai won't be able to use her seal or her defense down. Her defense down, which is a 2-turn. And it's also crit based. So basically you'll be doing damage and debuffing at the same time, which would support the rest of your team. So she's pretty good. Unfortunately, won't do too well in such a high resist metagame, but that's what resist down is for, I guess. I don't know. But I will go to my light Jellai that I'm leveling up at the moment, because I do have her and we can see her book upgrades. And I also have her as a 6-star variant, or level 6 variant, which I did forget to go over her leader skill. Her leader skill is HP up by 30 to 35% in the Tower of Chaos, which leader skills that are specific to the Tower of Chaos aren't that great, but, you know, can still be used, I guess, for certain floors. So let's see. Okay, her books give 20% to both and a turn to both. So it'd be 100% 3-turn seal and 100% 3-turn defense down. That's actually really good. Whenever there's a debuff that's 3 turns, well, of course it would need to be a good debuff. Like 3-turn seal is useless still. But 3-turn seal... Wait, did I say 3-turn seal is useless? 3-turn fatigue is useless. 3-turn seal is great. 3-turn defense down, great. Let's get back to her real quick. With her, I would gem her the way I would another attacker. So she is crit reliant, so you want to get as much crit rate as possible. Crit rate attack, or crit rate attack HP. Maybe crit rate attack defense would be better for her, because her HP is a bit low, so you might get a bit more effective HP by by investing in defense rather than her HP. But I don't know the specifics on the effective HP calculations, so don't take my word on that. You can use her, besides PvP, you can use her... Where can you use her? Can't use her in Colossus, because I'm pretty sure the Colossus has a resistance to or is immune to seal, so her 3-star would be useless pretty much. Titans, her skills... Her 3-turn defense down is good for Titans, but it's just not too reliable because it's on her 5-star, so she won't be going for it too often. But she can be used for early game if you don't have better defense down mons. Golems, she wouldn't really be useful for GB10 unless you got her on a siphon set. The defense down could be useful, but there are better mons that you want for farming for golems. And then also she's not really great for dragons, I think, because I'm pretty sure the dragon is immune to seal as well. So you're really just going to want to use her for PvP. And now let us go over to... I was just making sure the thing was still recording. I forgot that it picked that up. Sorry. But anyway, let's go to Dark Jellai, who's right here, which I'm happy and bummed that Jellai is the current Rebirth Mon, just because I did summon a Dark Jellai like 2 weeks ago in a high LD egg, which I was really happy about. But then, of course, the following month, she's the Rebirth Mon. But also, I'm happy about it because I was able to get Light Jellai, which I didn't have yet. So, I was able to fill up the guide. And let's look at her. She is a balance type. Let's bring that up. But first, let's look at her design. I like the pink hair. I do like the gothic aesthetic that this color has, you know? This one has sort of the same coloring, but like lighter, so I don't know. But I like both. I actually really like both. But I really like purple, and the purple on the dress is like the perfect purple. So like, yeah, there's that. Now let's look at her stats. For balance, see, much better than Green Jellai. Much better there. She's got like 2k HP on top, and then I think like 500 attack and 400 defense. Really good. But then we look at her skills, and we see her 3-star. Adrenaline, 5% own max HP for allies. She is a passive healer, which is great. It is only 5%, but with books it goes up to 10%, so it's okay. And then on her 5-star, she has HP Aggression, which we've spoke about HP Aggression with Dark Miho. It's a really good skill. Really good skill. So, overall, I do think she is definitely the best Jellai. Definitely the best Jellai. Where you would use her, you can use her in so many places. You can use her for PvP, she's great there. She'll keep your team alive and can do damage every now and then when she gets her 5-star. You can use her for golems, for dragons, as she'll be able to help keep your team alive with her passive healing, and again doing damage. She'd be great for GB10, amazing for GB10, and she can be used, I don't know how useful she'll be for DB10, as using a passive healer there, I haven't noticed works too well, so I don't know how well she'll do there, but you can try it out. But definitely for GB10, she's definitely amazing for there. She won't be too great for Titans. Having that passive heal could be helpful, you know, if you don't have good healers yet. And then her HP Aggression would be good for if you don't have good damage dealers yet. But there are much better options you can use for Titans there. Overall, you'd best want to use her for PvP and for farming. You can even use her to farm story levels that you don't have good mons for. Like when you get to the 3rd continent and so on, where you have the missions to complete stages without any of your mons dying, she could be really useful there to keep your team alive. So, she's definitely really good. So, if I were to rank... wait, before that, let's look at her. You can see the build I have for her and the books that we got. So, as I said, she gets a 5% boost for her adrenaline, so it goes up to 10%. As you can see there, 5 plus 5. It gets a 20% damage boost on the 3-star, and a 25% damage boost on the 5-star. Let's do this here. Mine is a variant. It's only level 3, compared to Light Jellai, who I have level 6. Now, normally, because she's a passive healer, most people would build HP. I decided to go HP defense defense just so she can have a little more survivability. She'll do less damage and her passive heal will be a bit less, but she will live longer than if you went triple HP. And I'll even show off her gems, because I'm pretty happy with these gems she got. You see this gem here, you got a lot of resist, a lot of defense, which is what you want to do with her. A lot of resist and a lot of defense subs. It has those 2 flats on both those gems, but these are good for now. And then here's the defense gem, which has resist again, and it has some bonus crit damage, which she is a dark type, a dark element, so she does have that bonus 100% crit damage. So I did want to build her on Ruin, so that when she hits her active, when she hits that 5-star, and if she crits, which she only has a 10% chance, so it's very unlikely, but when she does it, she's going to do a lot of damage. I do have trinkets on her, they're not leveled up yet. Oh, this one is +1, but the rest are not. I think I just plussed this one up, so she would just break the cusp of 80k. Yeah, before leveling up that HP trinket, she was just below 80k. I'll eventually get to leveling those up and get her stats up, but for now, it's not a priority as I'm prioritizing trinkets for my Titan mons. But that is it for the Jellais. The jellies. If I were to prioritize them... Oh, before I get to that, I think I'm going to do a video with Sierra, Tina, and Camilla all in one, because they just have the light dark versions, so I'll just like cover all of them. But that was a side note. So let's go back to the Jellais. If I were to prioritize them in an order, definitely light first. Definitely dark first. Dark is definitely your priority. If you have Water Persephone or Dark Miho, or both of them, Dark Jellai might not be too useful for you. But if you like her, she does both of the things that that they can do, albeit slightly worse than they do. As Persephone is a better passive healer and Miho is a better HP aggressor, but she has both, so she has that utility that they don't have. You know, she can do damage and heal. But you know, I really like her. I think she's really great. Then Light would be next. Really good offensive mon. Then I would probably go... I'd probably go Wood next, actually, because she can be used for Titans. And then Fire, then Water. As Fire can be used for offense early game, so she can definitely be helpful there. But what you really want to aim for is Dark and then Light. Those are your priorities for this Astromon here. I do want to bring her up again because she is cute. So cute. Where is my Jellai? There she is. There we go. So we will end on this fabulous beauty here. As you guys can see, I did get my resources up a little bit from the last video. It will not stay that way, but who knows? Who knows? Hopefully I have some self-control. But anyway, I am going to wrap that up here. Make sure you hit the like button and things like that, and comment, and tell your friends, and share it to other people that play, you know. I do plan to go hopefully give decent information for people to both do well in the game and use mons they like, as that's the primary purpose of this video, or this series, and it's how I play the game. You know, I use mons I like that might not be too great, but they do have uses, you know. Like, example, Woodmushi's cool. I just ended up building him up. He is pretty good. His stats are very weak, and he is a nat 2, so maybe I'll talk about him. Same with Kiki, Wood Kiki. I like her. She's cool. And I am going off the rails here, but I'm going to continue anyway. Dark Mari. Most people don't use her for farming, but I do. Who else? If there's a underrated mon that I'm skipping past, it's because I haven't gemmed it yet, so. Water Jin. Definitely underrated and really good mon. Let's see, who else? Yo, Chloe's, all the Chloe's. I haven't put gems on like Chloe yet, but I will eventually. But Chloe, dude, I will talk about Chloe one day. One of these days. And you will all know the amazingness that is Chloe. And then Nessa too. Love Nessa. But anyway, that's all. Have yourselves a good day. See you guys all in the next video. Bye.